So the actual dough is actually a bread dough. It's a brioche dough. And I've already got some yeast activated in here with some hot water. So we're going to be adding the rest of the ingredients in. If y'all want to help me, you're more than welcome to.
Let's do it. I'm in.
First, you add the sugar.
Okay, I'm going to do this part right here. All of it?
Yes.
Here we go.
We can't be scared. We got to add all that sugar. That's
Well,
what
the
makes
Corpus
it
Christi humidity seems to have taken the sugar off.
And then you're going to add the brown sugar.
All right, brown sugar next.
More sugar.
There we go.
And then the eggs.
Let's put that right in. How about that? 2 eggs.
And then the milk.
Looking good. And so what is this again right here that we're doing?
This is brioche dough.
Okay.
So these are all the wet ingredients, and you're going to incorporate all the eggs and break up the yolks and everything first. And then after you do that, you'll add the flour.
Okay.
So you just want to give that a quick stir, not get it too mixed up, is that right?
Right, that's right. Yeah, because you're going to be, this dough is going to be actually kneaded for a good 10 minutes at least. So they'll get mixed in then.
Oh, we got to add that butter,
yes,
right?
definitely have to have the butter.
It's about to get real sweet here on the
That
Coastal
got
Living
real
set.
French. Yes, look at that.
And so once you add all the ingredients, then the dough is going to be kneaded like a traditional bread. So you can do it by hand, which would take, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes. So if you don't want to do that, your hands will get tired. Then you can do it in a mixer. So
you just got to get in there with me.
Yeah. Put some flour down and mix it up.
I'm down.
And after the dough is mixed, it's going to look like this.
Oh.
And this is actually the size of that a traditional king cake will be. It looks like a big donut, but we're actually going to be making smaller king cakes, like little mini ones.
So a smaller version of what is traditional, that's what we're doing today.
Right.
But this,
More like a
Okay, so you
French
can make a
pastry.
king cake of any size, right?
Right.
So these are these kind of like your specialty, or you can kind of recommend any type of king cake size?
Yeah, I've actually made one double the size as well.
Oh,
I
my
made a jumbo
goodness.
one that was like this big. So yeah, you
Okay.
can make them any size you want, but traditionally they're like that.
Right, right. And I can see these right here. They smell incredible, and my mouth is actually watering as we are doing this right now.
Right.
So, and we're just getting started. All right, so where do we go from here?
So next you're going to be rolling out the dough.
Okay.
I have a rolling pin here, so
whoops.
you're going to be
Clean up
rolling
on
it out
aisle 3.
into a small triangle like this.
Okay.
And then you're going to be filling it with a filling. We have a cream cheese filling. It's got cinnamon,
Nice.
brown sugar, pecans, and then you're going to be filling it. Put the filling on here.
You want me to hold these right here?
Sure.
Or, okay.
And then once it's rolled up and everything,
You have to, like, I guess, fold it in over itself, right? And you're
Right,
creating
so what you do
like
is
a packet. Okay.
you roll it up like a log, and then
Okay.
you're going to pinch the seams together,
Okay.
and it'll hold all the filling in. It'll look like this.
Just like that. How
Yes.
pretty is that? Looks perfection.
Do you cut those little slits in there?
Yeah,
on
you just
top?
take some scissors and you just
Okay.
cut that so you can see the filling inside and everything.
Nice, and that looks like a cupcake kind of like holder, right? That paper around it.
Right, it's a little tart shell.
Ooh, okay, nice, a tart shell. I need to learn these bakery terms.
I know, same here.
The only thing that I know is a baker's dozen is one extra, yeah, right, than the normal 12. Yeah, that looks great.
Okay, so what is the next step after this?
So the next step is the fun part, where you're going to bake it for 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
That's
And
quick.
I think we have one ready over here already. So pull that out.
All right, let's see what we got. Oh, nice.
Ooh, look how beautiful. That's golden brown. It looks like it just melts in your mouth. It looks awesome.
Yeah, glaze.
And what are you doing with the top of this thing right here? So you basically have a chance now to pull this thing out of the oven and start decorating. Is that right?
Yes. So there's a
The fun
glaze
part.
traditionally that you put on the bread.
Nice.
So we'll do that.
Yeah, and then after that glaze, you add a bunch of really fun sprinkles on top. So we have some sprinkles over here. So there's yellow, purple,
Perfect. I was going
and
to ask what
green.
colors y'all were going to go with. Obviously, we got to go with the Mardi Gras
Right.
colors.
I got the green one. I want to definitely put some of this
Okay,
on
here
there.
you go.
Let's
Take it
do
away, Johnny.
This is the fun part, right?
Yes,
So like a
definitely.
little sprinkle of the green stuff
you
right
go.
there. Okay.
Okay.
Then we need some yellow.
Well, that's pretty
purple.
vibrant right there. Oh, that purple, is that purple
Yes.
sugar right there?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's called sanding sugar.
Oh, that looks great.
And these colors, they represent
looks so
faith, justice, and power. So that's
Yeah.
a little bit of the tradition behind it as well.
Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more sprinkle.
I got some bigger ones right there.
All right.
Some
We got
big
some
sprinkles.
Fun ones here.
Oh my gosh. So tell me about these right here. So we have the Mardi Gras masquerade masks,
There you
right?
go. Yep, you can go ahead and add those on there for some pizzazz.
And what are these right here? What's the baby all about?
Yeah. So the baby is actually traditionally seen as like baby Jesus.
Right.
And so it kind of ties into that Christian theme and the name King Cake. So in Christianity, some people say Jesus is the king of Christianity and the three
Yes.
kings came to see him. So sometimes there's the baby actually traditionally in the cake.
Right, and I was going to ask y'all
Yeah.
what made y'all decide to do something like this instead of putting it inside of the king cake?
I just thought it would be kind of fun since we
It
got the different
is.
colors of the baby that
Yes.
go with the actual theme. But yeah, traditionally it is placed inside of the cake, and then whoever gets the slice with the baby in it has to bring the cake for next year, throw next
Okay.
year's party. So.
I remember that one of my favorite thing is, you finding the baby inside the king cake, and then you have to host the next year's party
There
as
you
well.
go.
That's what I heard, and that's what I've had to do one time or two.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, if you want to put the baby in the king cake, when can you do that in this process?
They do make some that are heat proof, so you
Okay.
can put it in, once you make the dough and roll it out.
Sure.
Or if it's not heat proof, you can actually just create a little hole in the bottom of it. Once it's cooled down, you can just kind of stick the baby in wherever you want.
Awesome. All right. And this is, you said it was 10 minutes that you put this in the oven. Does not take too long. And it's so
Right.
much fun to do this with your family and friends, don't you think, Johnny?
And what I want to know is, like, how does that thing not melt in there?
Yes, exactly.
What about, how hot is the oven when you're cooking this again? One more time for me.
350 degrees.
350 for 10 minutes. You get a nice crust on top. Are you brushing anything with butter as well as that, or is this just not that kind of cake? Is that going to add too much saltiness?
Since we put the glaze on there, that adds enough sweetness and everything, and then there's plenty of butter in the dough as well. So
Any special tricks of this butter stuff? So I heard, room temperature, soft, getting it soft before you start making this dough, that can have a huge impact on the elasticity of it. Is any truth to that? Anything about that?
actually, with a brioche dough, you want the butter to be kind of cold because you're going to be kneading it for so long, so
Okay.
it'll start to melt on you whenever you're kneading it. So.
And so the brioche itself, the bread, is it like a spongy texture? Is there a lot of air in it? What's your thoughts on the texture of that kind of dough?
Yeah, it's very fluffy. It's a very rich dough. It has a lot of butter, like I said, sugar usually, and egg yolks. And traditionally, other breads don't have those ingredients, so it's definitely a richer and
I
more
love it.
decadent.
Yes.
I love
I
it.
know. I'm excited to try this. I have to ask you, how long have you been baking for?
I've been baking for about 8 years.
8 years now. Well, you do it beautifully. I mean, I feel like
Thank
this
you.
was just so fast and it already looks so fun and festive, and I definitely want to try it. Johnny, you want to?
I definitely, can I have a taste
Yes,
test right
go
now?
right
Is that okay? Okay, so
so good.
I'm so glad they bring me on to taste test. And this is like my
You did
third
say you were
time.
hungry.
I am. I had my cup of coffee this morning, but no breakfast. So this is going to
There
be
you go.
a
You're gonna have a
good
sugar
bite.
rush here
And
in a
what's
second.
inside of here again? One more time.
It's a cream cheese filling, so it has cinnamon, pecans, brown
Wow.
sugar.
It looks phenomenal.
That
How does
is
it taste?
amazing. Is there any like nuts in here?
Pecans.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
So it's not your average
No.
king cake, really. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's more like a coffee cake because you can
Yes.
definitely taste the cinnamon.
I'm definitely gonna need some coffee with this. This is so great. The cream cheese filling is rich. It's got a little tart flavor to it. The cinnamon really comes out. The pecans, give it so much of a nice crunch. What is up with the Mardi Gras colors though? Purple, greens, yellows. Does anybody know where that comes from? What's the story behind those three colors? Does anybody know?
well, I know we're going to cover some more Mardi Gras topics here in the show, but I have to ask you, where can we? What are the ingredients that you used for this before we wrap up, and where can we get them?
It has flour, butter, brown sugar, eggs, and you can just get them at your typical grocery store,
Wonderful.
anywhere really.
This is really one of the best desserts I've had in quite a while. This is to die for, and that
glad you
glaze
like
on
it.
top,
Yes.
so good. I'm gonna have sugar all over. Do I have sugar all over my face right now? I gotta dust this off there.
Would y'all
There
like
we
to
go.
decorate one?
Yeah, let's do one
Okay.
more. Let's do it. Jocelyn, we gotta get your style on here. She's the style queen around here,
Yes,
right?
of course.
I want to see
Let's
her
try this out.
decorating skills. See if they compare
Oh
to
my goodness, I'm not
to
really
what I've
that great at
created.
decorating, but maybe I will redeem myself
Doing a
from
great job.
what we've previously.
She got a lot of practice from the toaster strudels she had.
That, you know
as a
what?
kid,
I
I'm sure.
lived off of those as a child, and here I'm just gonna add a little extra there.
There you go.
All right,
Let's
we're
get
gonna,
Sugar.
Here, I'm gonna get a little fancy as I.
We're gonna go over the ingredients one more time to get a recipe up on our Facebook page. So what we got? What do we got in this dough, real quick?
It's yeast, water, milk, butter, flour, brown sugar, regular sugar, egg yolks, and egg.
And then we're getting that all mixed in there, pounding out the dough for about 10 minutes or so.
That's right.
Rolling them out into like a triangle shape, putting the filling in, and that filling could be what?
Some people just use cinnamon in it, but
Okay.
I like the cream cheese. It really gives it a rich and
It
delicious
does.
taste.
I mean, that is super rich and it's super delicious. I love it. So then you're baking this at 350 for 10 minutes, you said, right? Come out, you got a nice glaze on top, and this glaze is what?
The glaze is just 3 ingredients. It's powdered sugar, milk or heavy cream, and
This is delicious.
a little bit of salt.
Let's take a look at Jocelyn's
Yes, my
artistic endeavors
masterpiece.
here. She
Not too
did-
bad. I wasn't shy. Let's just say that.
I think you did really good. I think you
need
could
a
host a
mask.
class on that.
Yes,
easily.
we'll just go ahead and add one more
The
thing.
baby.
There you
All right,
go.
ladies, well, thank you so much for coming on our show and showing us how to make these adorable king cakes. This is a great way to celebrate Mardi Gras.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm gonna eat this whole thing on the break. I'm excited.